Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Landan with LMR.com. In this video, we're going to be putting an 0304 Mach 1 chin spoiler onto the Green Goblin. This has kind of been popular throughout the years of folks putting the 0304 Mach 1 chin spoiler on the 87 and 93 LX front bumpers, as well as the 85 and 86 GT and LX front bumpers. It's going to be a little bit different video for you today. This is going to kind of be long format, but more or less it's going to be a little bit uncut. Instead of us talking about the process and editing a bunch of stuff out, you're going to see me struggle with this one. Ow! More or less, I'm human too, and even I make mistakes, so let's get right into it. All right, folks, so here's our box with our Mach 1 chin spoiler. We're just gonna do just a real quick unboxing of it before we get rolling. It's pretty simple, but the reason why it's gonna come in this smaller box to save on shipping costs, and in turn, we can pass those savings on to you. This is why we ship it folded up like this. No worries at all. We're gonna show you how to get it nice. It's even, you can say. So out of the package, that's what the chin spoiler is going to look like. It's going to come folded up like this. You expedite the process of getting it to look right, use a heat gun. And then you don't have to get crazy. You're not melting the plastic. You're just making it soft and pliable and malleable so you can work it back into the way it's supposed to be. We went ahead, fast forwarded this operation, and this is what it looks like after about 5 to 10 minutes of working it with a heat gun. You can see completely normal and ready to bolt onto the car. Don't forget, when you open your box, just double check your hardware. That could have been, nope, there we go. Before you install the chin spoiler, you kind of want to get a game plan together first. And typically when I do this, mainly on 99 to 04 cars, obviously, which is what this spoiler is designed for, 99 to 04 bumper, because it came on an 0304 Mach 1. You want to find your center point on the chin spoiler, and you want to find one of the corners. You can use either one of these holes, but typically what I do, I'll use the Christmas tree style push pins. Whenever I hold this up to the bumper, which we'll show here in just a second, those are the holes I mark first. I drill that hole to the correct size for the Christmas tree push pin. I install the Christmas tree push pin up through the chin spoiler, and then I use that to hold it in place while I mark the rest of the holes. So let's show you how to do that. All right, so depending on each and every one's car, you may want to inspect your bumper, the lower area, when you consider one of these chin spoilers for it. You see here, where down the line in the car's life, the edge of the bumper kind of maybe got hit, caused a little crease. So we would probably have to work on this a little bit with the heat gun. Like I said, don't go too crazy. You don't want to damage any paint or anything like that. But if you have a car with a nice bumper, you're probably not going to have this problem. All of this is going to just be nice and flat, and you'll have a good surface area to install your push pin. So pretty much the center point on the bumper, you can pick your center bar. That could be your mark. It's going to be personal preference, but I like to tuck the lip, the edge here. I like to get it just far enough back to where you don't really see much of a gap or an overhang. So that's a personal preference. You can kind of play with that a little bit to see how you like it. This is where you would need the help from a friend. So as you hold this carefully, your friend would have to come over here, help align other side to this as well. This is where we're going to have to make some of our relief cuts to help to get this to roll better. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so whenever you hold your chin spoiler up, obviously you're going to be laying probably on your back because you're not going to have a lift, which may make it a little bit easier because I'm just tall as heck. But if you look straight up and we found our middle point, we can just got it where we want it, and that is about on the money. We'll just place a little dot. Oh, look at the dork taking these off, punting them. The easiest way to do this, to verify which drill bit size you need, just get your drill bits out and see which one slides through the hole. This is a 1/4 inch bit. It's a little snug, but if you look at the overall diameter of the Christmas tree push pin, it's obviously larger than a 1/4 inch, so it'll still have plenty of surface area to grab onto. That's it. Okay. I like it. Now I'm not going to center punch. If you want to center punch, but I trust myself. Plus the bumper's soft enough where if you put a little bit of pressure, the point on the drill bit will kind of work its way in through the soft plastic. There you go. Take your push pin and you'll slide it right up through there. I'm gonna make multiple cuts. Kind of where one of the holes for the Christmas tree push pin I was telling you that's going to hold this thing up while you mark all the other holes. I'm going to start forward of one of those holes and may just start whittling away at it. You don't want to go all the way up to the front part of the lip here. No, you don't want to be able to see your relief cut. So don't be afraid to hold it back up there. Cut should be good. We may add one more to that other side. Actually, you know what? Let's go for 3. Depending on, you can use a hacksaw, Dremel tool. We're gonna use shop resources. We got a pneumatic body saw. You wanna wear safety glasses? I trust myself, I'm not. Just kidding. Where's our safety glasses? Top notch, man. Top notch. Of course, with the chops in the back half off, but there you go. Roll in real nice. Tuck up against the bumper once we get our push pins. And then, of course, we'll have enough room to flatten that out. And now, that's obvious, do the same for the other side. If you're particular and you want to get rid of the plastic, take you a sharp utility knife, cut all this off. Okay, so here's what it's going to look like after you add some relief cuts and you kind of take away some of that flash from where you cut it, and you can see how much, you know, more pliable and that rotates. So I wonder how much we need to cut off here. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I go to hold the darn thing up, I never remember how much I need to cut off. But when I go to hold the darn thing up, it gets in the way of the stinking tire. I'm about to just eyeball this, and I'm just gonna cut this dude. Eyeballing this, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it just right past this last, or this second to last push pin hole. I'm gonna, second to last hole, I'm gonna do this so that way I don't have interference with the tire. I'm gonna go ahead and go 6 inches, and we'll just place a little mark on there. But I'm doing this just so I have, just so this piece doesn't interfere with the tire, and you know, we can mock it up and test fit it and mark our holes a lot cleaner than if we were trying to dodge the darn tire. Watch that be too much. If it is, we'll tell you. Appreciate it. Yep. Sharp razor blade. I'm not gonna get the gosh darn pneumatic out. Just be careful when you do this. Do not cut yourself. You know what? No. No. Get in the saw out. Can't forget. God, I look like such a dork. Dang. For not micromanaging that cut. You'll never be able to do it twice. We're gonna do this for this side. I'm gonna flip it over. Back around this direction. That was not as good. Told you never do it twice. Let's see what we got. All right, well, I didn't cut too much off, or did I? Nope, so 6 inches is okay. Same thing in the bumper. Now see where it's holding itself in place? So now you can start working, your sides here on where you want it. Dang, look at that. I may have like messed up completely here. Oh, wow, the body saw got the texture. Whoops, fold that around. Dang. So don't cut 6 inches off the sides. I mean, that's like the perfect length. Wow, 6 inches is almost perfect. You wanna pull this back off? Little push pin removal tool. Comes off. All right, we're gonna have to straighten out that bumper.
The next day.
All right, people, so kind of got late in the day yesterday. Picking back up from where we left off, did take a heat gun and carefully manipulated our bumper to kind of give us a flat transition. Once this is on, that'll help hide a little bit of that deformation. So like I said, make sure it runs that lip. Our transition here is a little weird because this isn't, like I said, this isn't designed for this bumper. So you're gonna kind of have to, you know, make the best judgment here of kind of how you want this to taper in. I'll place a mark right here, and then we'll go down here. Okay, so now that we have our 3 push pins kind of as placeholders, now we can go around and mark the remaining areas so we can install our other push pins. So what I always like to do, I always like to kind of, heck yeah. I always like to kind of push the chin spoiler up into the bumper. Of course, make sure it's even. Place a mark, same thing. Just run the length of the bumper on both sides. And then now here, where it gets kind of tricky on where you have to make your turn. I'm gonna push, it's kind of, this is where you're gonna kind of have to make the compromise. So because our bumper's kind of got some silly going on here, I'm gonna get this to where I know I've got enough surface area of bumper to drill into, and then I'll mark such a tight, like a radius right here. I'm gonna wait on these last 2. We'll pull this back off, we'll drill our other ones, install the push pins, and then you kind of got to go through the steps here to do this right. Pull it off, we'll drill it, we'll put it back up here, then we'll do our last 2 holes. That way we've got a nice secured across the front here. That way we don't skew our marks back here by not having it secured. Got a bite in there, man. Ow. Okay. All right, it's the same for the push pins we're using. It's the same 1/4 inch hole. Point of no return now. And we'd have to paint them patina calypso. Now we'll take our other style push pin and you'll just put this in all the holes. I don't like these style push pins, but there's really no other way to do it. I wouldn't do a nut or a bolt, just because if you were to get into something and this was wanting to pull away, you want the push pins to kind of act as the fuse, as the failure point, to pull the chin spoiler off of the bumper. We'll run all these down. I typically just push up. So now we have it secured across the front. Do our last 2 spots here on the sides. Same rules apply. Align and mark. Of where this hole is, there's nothing to grab onto. No spat to grab onto. So what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to make our own hole back here. Well, there you go. Even we make mistakes. So how about that? So I typically try to go straight up with it like that. You gotta be kidding me. Come on, bro. Golly. Well, I guess we can go party now. So learn from my mistakes. I thought 6 inches was gonna be kind of the happy number. Cut 5 inches from the back. Don't cut 6 inches. That way it doesn't, when you're test fitting it, it doesn't get all up into your tire. Do 5 inches from the rear. As you can see here, 6 inches is cutting it real close. All right, people, so there's kind of the journey, the long format of putting a Mach 1 chin spoiler on an 8793 LX bumper or 8586 GT LX bumper. Full disclosure, when you're buying this, it's intended for an 0304 Mach 1. So some of the push pins, you know, you're gonna kind of have to wrestle with, or if you want to source your own hardware, feel free to source your own hardware. If y'all enjoyed it, like the video, subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and until we catch you in the next one, y'all know what to do for all things Fox Body Mustang. Keep it right here at The Real Enthusiast, LMR.com.